Turfway Park, race number 10, grade 3, 46th running of the Spiral, a $500,000 purse. This is the OCD Pellets Parade. Visit ocpellets.com, building strong bone for your equine athlete. Turfway Park 10th. This does kick off a double, also a pick 3, exacta try, super high 5 wedging. Literally, you can do anything you want gambling-wise in this race, and you're going to do something with the 2 because you've been waiting for this horse to run back Soglio.
Yeah, I like this horse a little bit. And this horse broke his maiden in nice fashion at Del Mar. He hasn't progressed since then, But to me, when they put the blinkers on, he exploded. Then the Eddie Logan, I thought he ran a good second. Drayton gave him a good ride. After that, when he ran in the optional claimer, I thought he should have been a lot closer than he was. It was not quick as the pace. He ran on pretty well. He got scratched out of a race. McCarthy and Graham Motion got good numbers together. I think the horse got a big shot. And remember, Graham Motion has won this race with a horse named Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Colonel Sampson takes the blinkers off for Owen Hardy. This horse ships in from Southern California, was a 5th even effort in the El Camino Real Derby, and before that 3rd in the Cal Derby.
And Giant Payday is the 6th. This horse was 5th behind Kitten's Cat, who was 2nd in the Palm Beach, a turf race for Ian Wilkes. Ian Wilkes' charge, or best charge, will be McCracken. You'll see him in the Bluegrass at Keeneland.
7 Shiraz will not go. This is the 8 Kitten's Cat, coming off a good 2nd in the Palm Beach. Looks to be improving.
Yeah, he is improving, and he is your favorite right now. Parlor is the 9 Anderson Thoroughbreds. Now, Lonhro Colt for Jesus Castanon, almost undefeated. In a horse you need to use here, 3-1 on the synthetic.
Bronson is right behind Parlor. Bronson comes off a win at Gulfstream. That was in the slot back in January. Maiden breaker first out at Monmouth.
King in his court. I know you know that as well. One of the
Did you ever get a hit off the King in his court?
No,
blow it by you?
But I remember watching him. It was him, 2 fielders, take on 9 other people, and he threw a no-hitter. And hence, Michael Maker. I've also seen him strike people out from second base. He was that good.
That good.
Yeah.
Wow. And strike out real hitters.
Real
Not
hitters.
guys like me or guys going to actually hit the ball.
Yeah.
14-1 and enhance. Robbie Alvarado aboard. And that is a look at the field for the $500,000 Spiral Stakes, grade 3, 46th edition. And
it's a good crowd on him.
Yeah, I was going to say, Pug, it looks like a good turnout on a good betting race. I mean, a lot of different ways to go, and you're getting a price pretty much whoever you like.
Yeah, and we're hoping that Gulfstream Park and Turfway can sort of stay off of each other. Looks like the Any Limit. Looks like they're going to be going in here in a couple minutes, and kudos to everybody at Turfway. I think they backed this race up a little bit so they can get a little time. This is a big race. I mean, whoever wins this race gets some love and could be in that starting gate in the first Saturday of May.
Yeah,
Well, Todd is here. He'll be saddling Zulu in the upcoming Skip Away, and will be talking to us in a little while about some of his 3-year-old prospects, but they're everywhere. Of course, Hedge Fund runs tomorrow in the Sunland Derby in New Mexico. It looks more likely that Always Dreaming and Battalion Runner would both be entered in the Florida Derby, but only Always Dreaming would run. It would be more an insurance measure in the event that something happens or things change. You can see his gaudy lineup here at this point. Taprit, of course, impressive at Tampa, and Malagasy headed for the Arkansas Derby off of his win there recently, and he's kind of the overachiever of the group. Originally entered and scratched from a maiden claiming race. He came back to win impressively and has done nothing but win since, and kind of, I think, exceeded it. I can't say it was the strongest lineup in the world, but it was an allowance group of horses and his first try at 2 turns, and he was moving from the turf at 5.
Loads in. Colonel Sampson will be next. Giant Payday's in. King and his court's locked away. 1 left. Enhance is into line. They're at the post. They are off in the 46 running of the Jack Cincinnati Casino Spiral Stakes. And it's In Hands, who broke sharp from that 12 gate. And before they hit the finish line, he's worked his way all the way to the rail. So they pass the line for the first time. In Hands shows the way up top to the outside. Parlor close up today, races along in the second position. Down along the inside, Fast and Accurate is third. Colonel Sampson is fourth. Shuffled back between horses, Giant Payday comes next. Out wide is Bronson. Then a link for the back, Kitten's Cat. Racing mid-pack, 10 links off the lead. A length in front of Blue Ridge Traveler. Separation of 2. Back to Solio and King in his court. The first quarter, they got it in 23-1, and they straighten up for the backstretch in the Spiral. It's In Hand, shows the way up top by a length. Parlor racing in the middle of the track is second. Fast and Accurate, the other Hanson trainee, races third. 4 lengths further back, Convict Pike is fourth. A length in front of Colonel Sampson in the Peak Silks is about 6 lengths off the lead. There goes Bronson, making that middle move is next. Separation of 4. Kitten's Cat has 10 lengths to find. A length in front of Giant Payday, and starting to roll along the rail comes Blue Ridge Traveler as they make their entrance in the turn. They got the half in 46-1. In Hand, still on a clear lead. Shows them by a length and a half. Stablemate, Fast and Accurate, comes to the outside. Convict Pike moving well along the rail in third. Giant Payday, there's Parlor as they run past the quarter pole. It's In Hand, floats well off the rail. Fast and Accurate takes the lead as they turn for home in the 46 renewal of the Spiral Stakes. And it's Fast and Accurate who has the lead by a length and a half. Through from between horses, Convict Pike is gaining, and down the center, here comes Kitten's Cat. They have a 16th of a mile still to go. Fast and Accurate still up top. Convict Pike lunging to the inside. Kitten's Cat to the outside. Blue Ridge Traveler along the rail. Fast and Accurate wins the Spiral Stakes by almost a length. Blue Ridge Traveler along the inside was second. A host of others, it's third, 150-4.
A 2016 Keeneland graduate owned by Kendall Hansen of Hansen fame. Fast and Accurate scores at a big price. All right, Paul, it just cements my point. Here's a horse who broke his maiden for $30,000 2 starts back, and now he's going to be going to the Kentucky Derby.
Hansen, the son of Hansen, gets the job done and stamped that gavel, a Keeneland grad. And yeah, $50 winner. Listen, the blinkers have completely helped this horse out. He starts wandering a little bit in the stretch, but he had a win over the racetrack, like you said, for maiden 30. He's tough to get to. The one who runs seconds, even tougher. He just broke his maiden by a head. He's 35-1. If you have this try or super, go to the ERS window because you're about to collect about right now. But yeah, you can see Tyler Gaffleone with a little hit to you with that pick 3 paid to start the pick 6, but it had to be pretty nice. Buy me a drink. And what a 10 started it off, but this is going to blow it up. And I think now you're going to see some people alive for that jackpot.
106.40 on the Win Mutual, 61712. This post trade brought to you by OCPellets.com. As we take a look at the 12th at Gulfstream Park, Paul.
Yeah, the 3 Fear the Cowboy, 3-1. Efren Loza and Jesus Reyes. They brought out Taco here the other day. He ran a good second. Here's Zulu. Remember this horse? Even money? We're still going with Zulu?
Zulu. And move along to Joshua's Comprise. 2 for 59 in his career. A 7-year-old gelding. The definition of not too big on the win end.
Yeah, right? Team colors. 2-1. Paco Lopez. I don't know how many he has on the day, but he has a lot. He's horses. Good second place finish. Last time out on the turf course. We skip away 1 1/8 on the dirt today.
Rainbow 6 rolls along under the real thing. That post trade brought to you by OCPellets.com. Gulfstream Park, race 12 approaching. Back at Anita. We did figure out some, Paul. There is one last, and we can do a late pick 3. Pick 6, gone. Pick 4, out.
Right,
pick 3, and then if that blows, late double.
We got
and then win better than last. Oh, we got Los Alamitos tonight, too. That's right.
Caden, we need help.
We got lots of options. Caden, can you help us with the rainbow there?
Well, guys, so we do have the rainbow, and it is beautiful, and that means that there's rain in the distance here at Gulfstream as the horses circle. Zulu gets the paddock pick. You know, as opposed to the last time he ran, when he ran a flat race and was extremely calm in the paddock, atypically for the son of Bernardini. This day, he's a little bit more geared up. He's got his game face on. I think he's going to run a big race, a much improved race. So the single on a lot of tickets, there are just 570 live Rainbow 6 tickets in this 12th. If anybody but Zulu wins, I think we're in the position of possibly having a single or 2 in this last leg. In the meantime, others that look good, I mean, Team Colors really came to life with Paco Lopez came on board, and Paco's going for his 4th win of the day. He already has the hat trick. Jose Ortiz also going for his 4th win aboard Zulu. And the horse that I was surprised by, Fear the Cowboy, was awfully sharp and on his toes and looked really good here, perhaps for the upset.
Thank you, Kate. And they're loading for the 12th. Paul, that's the difference between your baseball and horse racing. In horse racing, 4 is good. 4 wins. In baseball, it's the golden sombrero, right?
Sombrero. Yeah. You don't want the golden sombrero. The hat trick's bad enough. Golden sombreros when you draw boos from your own fans.
That's 4 Ks and might sit out the next day. Post time for race number 12 at Gulfstream Park. Let's get down to live racing.
Paco Lopez will complete the field. They're in the gate. And they're off in the 30th running of the Skip-Away Stakes. Good start for the gray Flashy Jewel, who's offensive-minded. Zulu put in tight between horses, and Team Colors is 3 wide as they run into the first turn. High Riverside will set up shop from 4th ahead of Fear the Cowboy, and long shot Joshua's Comprise is last of all as Flashy Jewel clears by a length and a half. Zulu is taken in hand to race in 2nd. Team Colors on the outside 3rd. High Riverside down at the inside races 4th, about 4.5 lengths off the pace center. And the 2 at the back are Fear the Cowboy and Joshua's Comprise. They roll into the backstretch, and Joe Bravo and Flashy Jewel aggressive today. They lead it by 2 through the opening quarter in 23 and 4. Team Colors is on a long range 2nd. Zulu is 3rd. Then it's the trio at the back. High Riverside, Joshua's Comprise, and Fear the Cowboy between horses for Jesus Rios. They're separated by 4 lengths in the run to the half-mile pole. Flashy Jewel went the opening half mile in 48 seconds flat, but Bravo left the inside open. So here's how jockey Jose Ortiz on Zulu, turning up the pressure 2nd while down inside. Team Colors is now racing 3rd. Racing on from 4th is Fear the Cowboy. Then High Riverside and Joshua's Comprise as they round the far turn. There was a brief bid from Zulu, but maintaining control is Flashy Jewel. Flashy Jewel past the 3 furlong point in front by a length after 3 quarters in 1:12 and 2. Team Colors is 2nd. Zulu is an all-in 3rd. To the outside and Fear the Cowboy, then High Riverside with a 1/4 mile left to go in the Skip-Away. It's the big gray Flashy Jewel trying to take him start to finish off the top of the turn on a 2-length lead. Fear the Cowboy swung into action by Jesus Rios on the outside. These 2 go on from Team Colors and Zulu. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go. Joe Bravo pleading for 1 more furlong from Flashy Jewel, but Fear the Cowboy runs past, and Fear the Cowboy and Jesus Rios are getting away. Give it to Fear the Cowboy in the Skip-Away. He won it by 2.5. Zulu game for 2nd. Flashy Jewel 3rd. Then High Riverside, Team Colors, and Joshua's Comprise in 1:51 and 4.
Got to admire a horse like this, Paul. You look at his lifetime numbers. That's now 20 starts, 7 wins, 5 runner-up efforts, and only 1/3 earnings now about over $300,000.
Yeah, and how about this? This horse is not only winning this race, the breeders are in the Sweet 16 or in the Elite 8. This horse is bred by the University of Kentucky. Congratulations to them. The Wildcats getting into the Elite 8. And yes, the same trio or the same connections that brought you Taco. Fear the Cowboy wins the Skip-Away.
Big blue one. You know what? He also got beat twice in a race, which is hard to believe. Horses who beat him, Perot and Interco.
Interco is pretty good. Perot is good too, yeah.
Pretty good group of horses. Yeah. That's a little Luis Rey Stakes. I'm Kurt Hoover along with Paula Duca, Christina Blacker, and Brittany Urton, who is with Jeff Mullins, who sends out the hard trine. It's in the post.
Talk about being in phenomenal form. Let's start with the post position, though. Everything's in a name. The 10 hole. Any sort of concern for him going 1.5 miles?
I don't think so. I think going this far, it doesn't really matter. I mean, everybody's going to sort themselves out before they get halfway down the stretch anyway the first time around, so I don't think it really matters.
Always a hard trier, but really in the past year, been taking on some cuff competition and really stepping up to the plate. Have you noticed anything different with him?
He just keeps getting better. When I got him, he gave me the impression that he could run all day long, and you know, there's a few naysayers, but he's shown to us in the morning that that's what he wants to do. His last work was really good on the training track. He worked a strong 5/8 and galloped out clear around the training track again. So, and never got tired. So Tyler doesn't seem to have any worries about it.
He showed a lot of fight in his last race as well, and he seems the type, at least watching him in the paddock, that can be a bit headstrong.
He can be, but he's just a joker. He's just fooling.
Just feeling good. Well, good luck to you.
Thanks.
All smiles here from Jeff Mullins, guys.
Thank you, Brittany. And Paul, you always got to respect horses like it's in the post. They don't always win, but they try, they lay it out there, they bring home checks, and he's run some pretty big efforts.
He really has. It's almost to the point where you feel a little bit sorry for him sometimes because he's run some bang-up races.
Yeah.
He really has. Second, first, second. And he lost to Meadow Boss, Perfectly Majestic, Calculator. That was a mile. His worst race on the form is a fourth place finish. It's just tough to, not like horse like him. He's a great horse to put underneath, and you're getting 10-1 on him today.
Yeah, you're definitely getting a nice price. And on Papa Cool kind of put things back together last time after a long drought in between wins.
And Texas Rihanna was Christina's little price play here. Not really much for a price play, but getting bet now. And if you look, he's gotten the better of Ashley Loves Sugar one time, but Ashley's gotten the better of him a couple times, and he's the main danger, I would think, in here.
Here's a 10. It's in the post, and I thought Jeff Mullins made a good point in the interview. If post position gets you beat going a mile and a half, you're probably in the wrong race.
That's true.
Right?
The 11 here, the Brazilian bred, supposedly, I know that Paulo's like this horse, and maybe going a mile and a half, we'll like it. Some in Time Inc., and I would think the name of this horse is Some in Tieme.
And then Sight Reed, who debuts as a Guild. And you mentioned Polo Lobo. He won this race last year. Remember that race?
Generosidad. 70-1?
I was going to say 70. Somewhere around there, Paul?
Somewhere
70,
around
75,
there,
80, and won off easily last year in this race. So Polo Lobo looking for back-to-back scores. That was Thiago Pereira's first big win here at Santa Anita. And see if they can make it back-to-back scores. Got a rough idea on the Pick 6 Caribou, Paul, after doing a little bit of homework here. There was $236,000 in new money today.
Okay.
So you're going to take about, give or take half that. I mean, it's going to be 100,000-ish, somewhere around there. We'll get the exact details, but at least
see, the late great Mike Mitchell claimed a few horses and won races like this. And these races, the longer races, the San Juan Capistrano, they've been moved around on the calendar a little bit in the last couple of years as well. They've kind of gotten a bit of the shuffle to try and keep the race full, but I think in this case, at least we have a good betting opportunity with 12 horses competing. Yes, you have a favorite in Ashley Loves Sugar, but you make a good point about Liam the Charmer and kind of improving right now. And what I like about him as well is the fact that we get him second off the layoff today, which we haven't in a very long time. Mike McCarthy has kind of had to take his time and really space out the races for whatever reason. Now we get him coming back to back, and he seems to have returned kind of as good as he's ever been in that February 9th race. The only other price horse that I kept coming back to for whatever reason was Inordinate down at the rail with Nakatani for Richard Baltus. Baltus got a chance to take this horse over for Chad Brown. I think the longer that he's had the time to kind of get to know him, he obviously got a very good race out of him in the first start in Southern California. I think the blinkers are really going to make a big difference for him today. He might be able to jump up from the rail at 12-1.
Yeah, and horse you beat him, Warden Jerry, is a very, very sharp California bird. And you touched on briefly, Christian, and you made a good point, the scheduling. San Juan Capistrano, when you and I were first coming to the racing ground, closing day, final Sunday, end of April.
Right.
Now it's in June. Sometime it was moved up. It changed the schedule. I think now we've got it in good order, and it's getting back to where it was. I don't know if we'll ever get back to the horses we were talking about.
Well, and it's really coming down to being all about the distance now, isn't it? A horse that can get the distance. We don't necessarily have the pool of horses at that class that have the distance within their grasp.
See who puts their name in the record books alongside some really good turf horses here in California. It's post time for the San Luis Rey Stakes. Ashley Loves Sugar is the favorite. Michael Rona will call the race.
Syntax will be one of the last with Sight Reed. There'll be a pick 6 carryover unless the favorite wins, in which case there'll be a single ticket jackpot payout of more than $500,000. Ashley Loves Sugar, a winner of this race 2 years ago, 6-5 in the 2017 edition of the San Luis Rey. Set, racing. Ashley Loves Sugar wins the start. Papa Cool going fast with It's in the Post. Inordinate next from Powerfoot and Flamboyant Syntax. They're followed by Some in Tieme, Texas Riano around Buster Douglas. Ashley Loves Sugar is just in the front from Papa Cool. Inordinate, It's in the Post. Followed fifth by Powerfoot. Next is Flamboyant, 5 lengths off the lead. Syntax 3 wide. Liam the Charmer midfield on the inside from Some in Tieme, Buster Douglas. Texas Riano's a long way back with Sight Reed. Over over the dirt crossing, and Ashley Love Sugar is the leader. Moves out by 2 lengths to Papa Cool, Inordinate. It's in the post, followed after 2 lengths by Powerfoot. Liam the Charmer midfield on the fence. Flamboyant is 3 wide in the black cap, 7 lengths off the leader. Then Syntax, Buster Douglas, some in TMA, and 2 lengths to Texas Rayano with Sight Reed. It's Ashley Love Sugar doing the honours. He's in front, pricking the ears as he passes the judges. A lap to go. By 3/4 of a length, it's in the post. 3 lengths away third is Inordinate, followed closely by Papa Cool. And back in fifth, Flamboyant. He's still out 3 wide. Liam the Charmer along the fence. Powerfoot splits horses with 6 furlongs to go. 1.5 to Syntax on the inside, followed by some in TMA, and then Sight Reed, Texas Rayano. Buster Douglas has dropped out 4 lengths last. Into the back stretch at the 5/8 pole, and Ashley Love Sugar from It's in the Post. They've raced 6 lengths clear from Inordinate, Papa Cool, Liam the Charmer, Powerfoot. Flamboyant next from Syntax, and some in TMA. Sight Reed on the outside of Texas Rayano, and Buster Douglas last of all. Less than a half mile to go. The field has strung out over 25 lengths. It's Ashley Love Sugar, 1 in the front. It's in the post as second at the 3/8 pole. 2.5 lengths away, Liam the Charmer third. Inordinate working off the rail. Papa Cool, 3 wide. Syntax creeping along the fence from Flamboyant. Powerfooters next, followed by some in TMA. Texas Rayano a mile back. Turning for home, and Ashley Love Sugar has been headed by It's in the Post. They're 2 lengths in front of Syntax, getting into the clear. And back fourth is Liam the Charmer. Past the 8th pole, It's in the Post has the lead. Syntax trying to run him down. Ashley Love Sugar relegated to third. Liam the Charmer next. It's in the Post clings to the lead from Syntax. It's in the Post. It's in the Post for the San Luis Rey. 1 3/4 of a length. Syntax second. Third home, Ashley Love Sugar. Liam the Charmer next. And fifth would be among Inordinate, Texas Rayano, and Powerfoot.
Fruits of victory for trainer Jeff Mullins. A good horse race, Paul. A very good ride by Tyler Bays. He went after Ashley Love Sugar early on, and it, I think, made the difference.
It did make the difference, because what ended up happening is he quickened up the second quarter. 25-1 for the first quarter. Gary was there to be able to get away with, but then Tyler tightened the screws a little bit, and you were wondering, okay, is he tightening the screws for setting it up for somebody else? But he had the horse underneath him, able to put away Ashley Love Sugar. The 6 ran on well. At the top of the lane, look at the 6 was going to win this race. Syntax for Diamato going to cause another $50 winner or another big long shot, but not in the cards. It's in the post. All that hard work and all those second-place finishes finally gets rewarded.
You make a great point, though, Paul, about the fractions and how they increase. You look at the third quarter, it was 23 and change, and that makes it a lot tougher when you're on the lead. You get away a couple 25s, it's all over.
It's all over. That 23 in the
1 and 4 for the mile. Jeff Mullins, winning conditioner. It's always good before the race, but it's a lot better when someone wants to talk to you afterwards.
Post-race interviews, all smiles before, all smiles after. First and foremost, congratulations. What was going through your head as those fractions were being put up?
I wasn't paying any attention to the fractions. His instructions were to be right off the heels of the leader, and that's what he did, and it worked out.
How were the emotions as he's coming down to the stretch and just coming across the wire easy?
Well, the problem with this horse is when he gets clear on his own, something always seems to get him at the wire, and that was my concern, but he had plenty left today.
Yeah, there was nobody there today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
An exciting win. It's in the Post. Takes the grade to San Luis Rey.
And kudos to Jeff Mullins. This is the second time he's won the San Luis Rey. Back in 2008, a horse named Boule d'Or won with Tyler Bays.
Yeah, and congratulations to them. And listen, these are connections that go way back, and Jeff Mullins' son is getting bigger and stronger, and he's got the whip in the program working.
Stay there. Stay there. It's in the Post. Takes down the grade 2 San Luis Rey.